Hi, Karen Jansen here from Cardiogolf, and I want to demonstrate to you my Cardiogolf pre-round warm-up routine. The warm-up before you play or practice is so important. You see, if your muscles are cold or tight, then you won't be able to make a full swing, so then you'll end up making some sort of swing compensations. You'll hit bad shots, you'll develop bad habits, and maybe even cause injury. So this warm-up is going to hit muscles that are chronically tight in golfers. And the great thing about this warm-up is that we do it standing up. So if you go to the driving range or on the first tee, you don't have to get on the ground to get your clothes all wet. So use your club as balance. Start standing on your left leg and then bend your right leg right at the hip and try to form a 90-degree angle with your knee and hip. And then from here, you're just going to swing it back and forth. The idea here is to start out slow and get a nice big range of motion and then pick up the pace and go a little bit faster and faster. We're doing two things here. We're practicing our balance and then we're trying to move this hip through full range of motion. So we'll do about 8 repetitions on this side, and you can start out slow and then go faster and then switch and then do the other side. As you do these exercises, really try to take that hip through full range. Move that muscle, get it warmed up. This will also get your heart rate going. We're also practicing balance here. So do a few more on this side. And then from here, just get the club out of the way, and you're going to swing your right leg from side to side here. We're getting this internal and external hip rotator right here, your inner and outer thigh. These are muscles that you need in your golf swing, but we don't really use during the day, so these are typically tight in golfers. So do a few more on this side, and then go ahead and switch and do the other side. Really try to take that hip through full range. Try to get that muscle warmed up. You should feel this in your inner and outer thigh, abductors and adductors here. So do a few more on this side. And then from here, go ahead and get into a squat position and use your club. Put both hands on the club like this, and then you're going to just squat down as far as you can. And I like to put my head between my arms to get a good stretch in the back and then come back up. Now, squatting is really important for golf. This is a full body warm-up right here. You want to try to keep your heels down. You want to try to keep your knees over your toes, and you want to try to go down as far as you can. So you can see this is getting my heart rate up, which means I'm warming my muscles up, the blood is flowing. So let's do about 8 repetitions. On that last one, hold it there for a second and get a really big stretch in your back, and then slowly come up from here. From here, just hold the club like this, parallel to the ground. Stand in a modified golf stance, and then just bicycle your arms forward. Really try to get a big range of motion in your shoulders. Pick up the pace, go a little bit faster. You're trying to get your heart rate up, and then reverse those bicycle arms. Go back and forth. This is just for your shoulders and for your upper back. You do that for a few seconds. From here, hold the club like this. This is called a cross crawl. You take your opposite elbow to opposite knee, and then you twist at the waist. The idea here is to move your upper body in a different direction from your lower body. So this requires some coordination and some thinking. It might take you a few minutes to get the pattern, but this is a really good exercise to wake up both sides of the brain because you're doing something in the opposite direction. Also, it's getting our heart rate up, and we're also working on a twisting motion, which is so important to golf. So keep going. Do about 8 to 10 repetitions on each side. Great. From here, your heart rate should be going, and that's good. Now we can move on to some movement rehearsal. Practice the movement we're going to be doing for the day. So put the club behind your back like this and get into a golf stance. From here, you're going to practice your weight shift. So you wind your back to the target. I'm right-handed, so I'm turning this way. I'm getting my weight into my backside. I'm looking down at where a ball would be. And then I practice shifting my weight towards the target and pivoting off that back foot. So we call this a pivot drill. You wind and then you unwind. So there's a certain little pattern to this weight shift right here. So you wind your weight to the back. Here, the weight's on the back foot. Then there's a little lateral movement towards the target, and then you push off that back foot, and then you finish in balance with your weight forward. So practice the movement you're going to be doing for the day. A lot of the times at driving ranges, I see people kind of just moving back and forth like this. Okay, it's a good warm-up, but you're not practicing the motion that you want to be doing for the day. You're actually practicing the incorrect motion. So keep going. Do this about 8 to 10 repetitions. And then you can move that movement up to your shoulders. So then you put this behind your back like this. And this might be a challenge for some people to put the club all the way behind their shoulders. It might be up here. So you can practice getting more flexible by just holding the club here. Now from here, do that same movement. Look down at where a ball would be. Wind into your backswing, and from here, make a little weight shift towards the target and finish in balance. And then you can do it a little bit faster and faster, and try to get some rhythm to it. Try to rehearse what you're going to be doing for the day. I like to start over each time just to try to simulate the golf swing as much as possible. Great. From here, I hold the club and I just do some wrist exercises. So I'm holding the club up by the handle here just to make the club a little bit lighter, and I'm just going to do some wrist rotation right here. I'm rotating my forearms. A couple of things here. This is helping me develop strength and flexibility in my forearms. It's also the very same motion that you use during the golf swing. You need to rotate your forearms. So practice that. Make sure you have a good grip. And try to control the movement. Don't let the club flop. So this is a good stretch. From here, hold it with your left hand or your lead hand, and then you can get a nice little stretch in the back of your forearm and your thumb right here. Hold it there and breathe, and then you can do that on the other side. Good stretch. From here, you should be warmed up. You should be able to take your muscles through full range of motion. You should be able to go to the first tee and be able to swing freely and have a good round of golf.